Well, first, let me just comment on the, your issue of, is this the storm of the century? And I think, when we look back at, what's been happening with the weather. So today we had, this year we had Superstorm Sandy. What did we have last year? We had Hurricane Irene. And we've been in the business of delivering electricity for over 120 years. And that storm was had the biggest impact on Con Edison that we had ever seen, right? This time we lost 5 times as many customers. Right? If you recall last year, after Irene hit, we had a major snowstorm in October.
Yeah.
What happened after that snowstorm? That was the largest snowstorm we had ever seen in New York City in October. Right? It was a lower than average snowfall. The other thing I'd look at is tornadoes in the city. When people think about weather variability, right? So I said, I was born in the city. People look back to 1950. What's the record of tornadoes in the city? There was 1 in the 70s, 1 in the 80s, 2 in the 90s, 1 in 2003, and 8 in the last 5 years.
Ooh.
So something is happening. Right? I don't remember tornadoes growing up when I was a child because there weren't any. There weren't any in the 50s and 60s. So there is definitely something happening. So I think that what we looked at as the normal that we planned for, and so many other people plan for, is not going to be the normal going forward. I don't think we can count on this as a fluke, and we won't have a storm like this for another 20 years. Back in '92, there was a storm that got some water onto the streets in New York City, and we built up our protection to 12.5 feet, roughly, in our facilities. Right? Well above anything the records had shown. There was some records back in 1821. Who knows how good they were, but that was with the records. Clearly, that wasn't enough. So I think what we need is, for Con Edison, surely, we're looking at what we need to change, but I think it has to be a bigger discussion. It has to include, the urban planners, people who are looking at climate change, engineers, throughout the city. I think it will lead to changes in building codes. Right now, most of the equipment and most of the infrastructure for buildings are in the basements of buildings. Why? Because that was the least valuable space to rent out. Right? But what has happened is a lot of that equipment has been destroyed. And there are some buildings in the city that even though we can bring electricity, gas, or steam back to those buildings now, they still can't take it. And if you have some buildings that elevate their equipment and other buildings that don't, how do we handle those customers differently so that it doesn't have an impact on us, which then, a broad impact on us, which affects the individual customers who have prepared, right, and want to take, make that investment to prepare. So we're looking right now at what we can do individually, and I think there are still some more steps that we can take to protect both our underground system and our overhead system, our electric, gas, and steam supplies, and we'll do that. But what I'm looking forward to is a much broader discussion, which would include not just the entities that have infrastructure in the city, but also the people who are investing in the buildings, so that we don't have this significant impact on businesses and residences. We still have throughout New York City a couple of thousand homes that cannot be connected to the electric system. The grid is there, it's energized, but they can't connect in because they had so much damage to their homes. And it's a real hardship on people who can't. It's December. Can't get back into their homes, can't get the heat on.